Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Connor Coggins.
And today we're here because we're excited because Prodigy's back. Well, mid-season Prodigy. Prodigy season 1.5, episode 11, Asylum. Yeah, we're back in Prodigy, and it's exciting. So we're going to talk about that today.
And it's not season 2. It feels like it's season 3 almost because of the 2, but it's season still 1.
Yes.
We're waiting a long time for this.
I loved it. I loved getting back into Prodigy. I was a little bit frustrated with the outcome, but I'm sure that'll be fixed sooner rather than later, hopefully. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the ending. Overall, we got to see a new Federation outpost, well, a comm station, comm relay 721, and Lieutenant Junior Grade Barnes Frex. That was quite nice to see other Starfleet stuff going on. Hopefully we'll get more of that this second half of the season. Found out what Murph was.
Yes.
Just gotta say, a melanoid slime worm. Okay.
We'll research that later. Didn't ring any bells, but it was said it was nothing, so cool.
And Dal is known by Starfleet, but that big, never seen this before, report to Starfleet Command.
Very Omega particle vibe.
Yeah, pretty much. And you got the holodeck program of the Protostar christening. Get to see some Chakotay.
Beltran, get some dialogue.
I know. It was great. We also learned 196 branches of science in Starfleet. So there's a lot here that I really enjoyed. But it was equaled out by frustration of the whole. Now, when Janeway gets there, she's going to assume that the Protostar destroyed this station, all this stuff. But overall, I'm glad to be back with Prodigy.
Yes.
And it's good to see the animation. It's good to see the people back and great stories. So, how about you? What did you think?
No, I really enjoyed it. I think right at the end left me with a weird vibe, but everything till the end I really liked. It felt fresh. It felt just great dialogue. I was just feeling they were clicking all cylinders, which I really liked. The intro with the whales is beautiful. I appreciate that they didn't make the aqua creatures a huge deal, because sometimes trailers can show cool visuals that are very tiny in the series, and I didn't quite, for whatever reason, I wasn't vibing that, but I like how they used it. I mean, you can't get more George and Gracie love than, beautiful, lovely, really, really inspired, really, really pretty, and wow, jellyfish ship, jellyfish aqua version, it was so unbelievably close. Makes a lot more sense. It looked a lot better in water than it did destroying supernovas. Anyway, but great start. I loved the gentle vibe when they get to the station. Lovely. The fun of it. I mean, we know bad stuff's going to happen, clearly implied, but I liked the full embracing of the positive, because they're never going to get that again. That's it. That was their welcome too. I was kind of expecting the dude to turn on them when Dahl species came up, but I love his chill nature. That was fun. And I was intrigued by the swap there, because for season 1, part 1 / part 2, it was very much Gwen's species is the ooh, and now they've kind of swapped to be Dahl, which wasn't really a thing as a ooh. Now it's a ooh. So I thought that was a nice swap, which I liked. And Rock Top being known, oh, it's you guys. Hey, love your species, was lovely, just well handled. With the uniform, we've got some odd visuals here now, because this chap is on a very, very low tier assignment at the edge of our quadrant, or in the Delta Quadrant, but on the edge of that quadrant space. And he is in the new Dauntless uniform with the All Good Things comm badge, which means that's the standard uniform of the era versus because now in lower decks we know that people who aren't at high ranking assignments keep older uniforms. So either he is like fresh, brand new officer with a brand new uniform, or that is the standard uniform of the era, which I'm absolutely fine with. I like that uniform a lot. I love the comm badge, although still, it looked bloody all gold, but it isn't. It's gold and silver, but it reflects change of materials of the rendering guys, because it reflects the gold into the silver, and it looks terrible as all bronzy, but it looks great when it's silver and bronze. Really sad when everything phased itself. That was really dramatic. It lasts a very long time, but that's okay. But the fireballs are incredible. Amazing particle effects for that last bit. Although I was a little bit underwhelmed by the space jump, because I'm like, she can pilot the ship, she can track to beam, she can do all these things. Like it felt like they were really leading up to it. Oh my god, but of course she's going to save you. Janeway's not going to let you fly. So it's a bit of a they're definitely going to be fine moment.
Like I was kind of frustrated with the whole calculating the jump thing. It's like just jump. She can pilot the ship to get you. I thought she was locked into some kind of weird orbital thing, but that was never said. And it's like, why you do it? Yeah, so a little bit of confusion there, but
At least they throw the transporter reference out there. But yeah, tractor beam was pretty obvious. I didn't think of it, but it is pretty obvious once you say it.
I gotta say, man, I did not expect the holodeck recreation of the christening of the protostar, but that was super cool. Great to see. And hopefully we get more kind of reenactments like that.
Yes.
Because that's what we live for here. So
It's a flashback without being a flashback. I did kind of want to see... I mean, I want to see way more Dauntless. I know it's about teasing us, but I really wanted her to say, computer, end program, and we see her like a classic holodeck, like Voyager style, and she walks on into a corridor. It's very Voyager-esque. Like a little bit of that would have been, I think, really strong to cut away from, because we got like too little Dauntless.
And speaking of that, just at the end, seeing... Well, the spacesuits were cool.
They were. They're very un-Starfleety, though. They were like armor.
They are, yeah. Yeah, but it was neat to see those, and just her finding the broken comm badge, and then them finding the diviner who's in stasis, so he's not taking care of and feeding himself. He's just in stasis, floating there. It was just odd.
Which also implies that the last scene from the last season, where he's writing on the floor, was in his brain. That was a hallucination inside his stasis brain.
Must have been, yeah.
Because I don't think he's conscious enough to then walk out of the chamber, decide to put himself in stasis, back in his suit, and then float. There was a big disconnect of scenes. Like, it was good to see him, but that was clearly a hallucination. They just, I guess, shoved him in the air.
Was it good to see him, though? Because now Janeway is going to be like, maybe he has answers, and he hates Starfleet, so where's this going to go? That kind of frustrated me a little bit. That's the Picard PTSD syndrome I've been talking about. How long is this going to get dragged out for?
If you watch this as a binge, if it was meant to be 10, then his loss would be 4 seconds later he's found. It works better with an 8-month gap or whatever, but I think as a week on week, that would have been like, oh, he's fine. He's floating. Like, that would have really fell down as a reveal. It is weird to have him back this soon. Like, I love him at Tars Lamora. Great, fantastic. Shows Dauntless can get right into the Delta Quadrant like that. Like, absolutely no problem, which is, wow, okay. But to find him there so quick was really weird.
I have a feeling they're not going to be able to resuscitate him immediately. Like, he's going to be in sickbay for like 2 or 3 episodes before he actually comes to. Or if he does come to, because of Scene Zero, he's not going to know who these people are. He's not going to remember anything. And he's going to gradually maybe get his memory back as they try to like restore his memory. So I think we're still going to have that weird moments of like, when is he going to remember that he hates Starfleet? Yeah. So
always vibing to me somewhat like if you've seen the second and third Matrix movie, when Agent Smith is lying in sickbay on the Nebuchadnezzar, or the equivalent. Like, there's a sleeper agent that's going to cause havoc when he wakes up at episode whatever. But, you know, they'll instantly get a scan he's from the future. Like, he'll have a different temporal signature. You can do that. So it's a bit of a quick reveal for Janeway. It's like, oh, well, he's from the future. The Protostar badge has temporal energy because it went, like, where's Chakotay? Well, now we have massive clues. Like, that's a huge instant reveal for the crew. I was expecting it to lead up to. Like, wow, now we know it's temporal. It would have made more sense for the kids to have gone back in episode 8, or I guess 18, grab him. So to him to be on the very strange reveal.
And poor Gwen, I mean, in that being confined in the sick bay.
Oh, nightmare fuel, man.
With the water or whatever that was. And Dal like phasering it. I'm like, don't phaser it like right at her body. If that goes through, that's not a great.
Which is the point of him doing it. Like, it won't just burn it. It'll go straight through. Like
don't focus on the force field. Focus on the bottom of the bed. Like, so.
Oh man, that's so true.
Right?
Don't shoot the force field. Shoot the force field generator.
Yes. Yes. So that frustrated me, but
they are kids, Stuart. They are kids. They are absolute children. They don't know what they're doing. That's part of the joke. That's such a good point. My God. Also, why was he allowed a phaser? He went through a scan with a phaser. No, he wouldn't be, and he's not going to have a phaser from the armory while he's there. So that was a plot hole as well. I'm sorry, you're not letting an unknown alien who admit they saw a ship through with a phaser that you can see. No, that's silly. So that was a plot hole by itself.
Gwen remembering everything that the ship is the weapon. So now they won't be able to contact the Dauntless, which we see because the Dauntless is chasing them and they're like hailing them. And they're like, don't answer that hail because it'll destroy the Dauntless. Which makes it look really bad because they destroyed a comm relay station and then they won't answer hails and they're running. It's frustrating to me because it's just talk to people. But
well, the issue, of course, is that they actually showed the opposite. They were able to, warp in, which means they were detected early, get to this outpost, dock, do the entire hello and be 100% fine until they manually locked computer systems to the other ship. So they can talk to anybody. All they have to do is drop out of warp, turn off all systems, apart from life support, next to a Federation starship, wait for them to board you, and say, "Hi guys." That's it. That's all they have to do. They just don't let them access their computers. That's it. Like I was assuming personally that there would be some in a line where ships automatically talk to each other without control,
like a handshake,
and that would be the But if it has to be an active process of access their access their data, I mean, just turn your computer off, get in your spacesuits, turn the computer off, pull out your computer core. I mean, honestly, it made the situation feel less dangerous.
Honestly, because it was a comm relay station, I half expected those things that were coming down to start transmitting signals out to every nearby Federation ship, instead of turning it so it be phasers. Like, you're destroying a comm out. Like, I get it.
I
you
see
want
what
to
you
destroy
mean.
all Starfleet, but you want to spread it first. So I don't know if it did send a signal. We didn't get an indication that happened, but that would have made more sense in the grand scheme of what this is supposed to do, because we heard that in the first half of the season, that it would spread and affect all the Federation technology.
Well, the point of a virus is not kill the host before it spreads. It's literally the point. Those that do that die off, and then you're fine as a race. The two powerful ones just. So that, I mean, that might be a plot twist, but there was no hint for sure. And also, that's very just like Control from Discovery, because once it's gone, once it's spread, that's it. And now you've done. Now all the Starfleet's infected within a few, if it's that advanced. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that I didn't consider that as a plot point. Yeah. I mean, I get the logic of vengeance, like they must kill themselves first before, but that's very short-sighted. For a point. That said, obviously, if you destroy a ship before it can send out a signal, then there's no evidence as to why they destroyed themselves. So Starfleet won't get the hint for a certain amount of time because we just lost ships. That said, though, you can just warp core detonate. Why manually phaser yourself? Did the virus only have access to the phaser turrets? I mean, I know they had to escape, but like, how would a sovereign, like, I guess it could phaser its own pylons and nacelles, but you couldn't phaser a bridge. There isn't a range to phaser.
A starship has a warp core. A comm relay station doesn't have a warp core. It has a power generator.
Yeah, but I'm sure if the reactor turns off safeties, it'll blow up and destroy the station. I don't think that's a problem at all.
This was more dramatic.
I get it, but I was instead expecting, like, the way it was framed was more deadly.
I'm both surprised and not surprised that Janeway didn't say, like,
which
hail
Janeway?
Over and the hologram one.
And there's now two, so you have to clarify now, because there's now two from now on.
Talk to the guy at the relay station and just confirm that, yeah, these kids are good kids. But then again, she's a hologram, so she could have been reprogrammed, I guess. But
yeah, I was expecting them because the dudes hold them on the phaser point. They say Janeway, Admiral Janeway.
Yeah, I expected that too.
I didn't know she's here. No, she's a hologram. Why have you got hologram Janeway? Long story, and then work with them. I thought that would be a.
Yeah.
I mean, no one has to know Janeway, but I thought that would be a nice little moment.
And only one escape pod on the comm relay station. I get it. There's not a lot of people there most of the time, but he did say, take full use of all the amenities here in the final frontier. So you're hosting ships. That's part of the job of this. Because it did say it was one of the Federation's furthest comm outposts.
The absolute furthest.
Yeah, the furthest one. So, yeah, just one escape pod. Didn't buy that for a second.
Like one in each zone, that's fine. But then you just say, oh, there's another escape pod 4 decks above.
The fact they had a suit that fit Rock Talk bothered me, but there's probably like nanotechnology that fits to the person, maybe. I don't know. See, it was great to go back to Prodigy. The animation, again, is still blowing my mind. There's beautiful shots of the protostar in this one.
It's a very small piece in a very large story, which normally works. But I think the problem is they showed us so much forward motion, but it all feels like they cut off at an important moment. So well, how did you find Divine so quick? How did they get the Tarsmora so quick? How did you find Janeway? And then we're not going to talk about her. Like, there's so many things progressed, but it's like, like, they shouldn't have had the thing at the end, the sting with the Janeway finding. I think that should have been maybe the start of next episode. That was that.
The problem is they're only half-hour episodes, but there's 20 a season. So if you put them down to an hour an episode, it would have been 10 a season, just like Picard and Discovery. It just seems like there's weird cutoff points because it is a serialized story.
Well, these were intentional. Those are just we had to stop the episode. We just won't do a good last scene. We'll just throw that to the wolves and yeah. But it was good. It was a good episode. The ending was weird, as we've said, but everything up to the ending was really good.
I did like the little conversation between Chakotay and Janeway, though, with the whole you're going back to the Delta Quadrant after all we've been through. He's like, well, I got your hologram if I need assistance, and she's like, yeah, that's the only way I told Starfleet that I'd go back. That was great. And then the whole why didn't you call? There was obviously a problem, right? So, yeah. I think we're gonna get flashbacks of the mission, or well, it's hard to say because I don't think Starfleet would necessarily have their reports to do holodeck recreations if Janeway wants to find out what happened.
I mean, just flashbacks.
Finally, probably
just flashbacks.
Well, yeah, or she could probably find out to a point. Like I'm sure it sent logs back for quite a while and then just went silent. So there might be that breadcrumb trail of holodeck.
Well, also, what's its mission versus when it got lost in the thing that it got lost in? Was that to do its mission? Was that not to do its mission? Did it do a mission and come back? Did it get trapped in something? They finally got Robert Beltran in it, and he was great, really good. But they can't keep having Janeway in the holodeck looking at past logs. That won't work. Maybe twice more you could push, but so unless they actually find him, he's not going to be in the show much. And that kind of feels like they over-exaggerate. I mean, they just said he's in it, but I mean, maybe you could have a point in the story really soon where they say, well, we need to find... They work out the locked data. We need to find the original captain of the Protostar because he might be able to fix the ship so we can take it back to Starfleet. Because he knows the ship better than we do. You know, search for Chakotay might be the plot of this half of the season.
Janeway's on the hunt for him too, so who finds him first? I think Janeway will probably find him first.
Presumably Divine put him in prison somewhere. We suppose that's the logic. Is he on Tarsmora the entire time? With that, is he prisoner number 1? 0 or 0. He's prisoner number 1. No, that'd be silly, but he could be.
I was just gonna say, yeah, 0 was the first prisoner, and then yeah, that made sense. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for Prodigy's return though. Like, now I'm really stoked for next week. But these harsh cutoff points are like, I want more. It just it went by so fast. So,
but it was a damn nice ride. For those first 18 minutes, was a really good ride.
All right, I think that's it for us for this review. I'd say check it out if you haven't watched Prodigy yet. I don't know what you're waiting for. Go watch it; it's worth it. And comment down below what you thought about this return to season 1. We want to hear your thoughts. Have a conversation down in the chat. And join us for lives where we can talk about these things in real time. You can talk with us. You can ask us questions, point out things you noticed or theories you have. We really enjoy that. And don't forget to hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed, obviously, so you don't miss any of those lives.
And if you want to support our free content, it's always going to be free, but we need that support directly from you guys, either by viewing everything we do, ad revenue, or Patreon monthly. Join the channel monthly. One-times donations at trekyards@hotmail.com is the PayPal, or you can super chat or super thanks on any video from our plethora catalogue, my god, or super chatting during a live we do on Prodigy or the other show, or just random hello, howdy, Stuart's good to see you sort of live tweet as well. So support if you can. If you can't, don't worry, just watch, but if you can, please do support.
That's right. So until next time and another episode of Prodigy, I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Connor Kungs. Bye guys.
Bye everybody.